Good morning and welcome to episode 3 of At Joannie's Kitchen. This is the first At Joannie's Kitchen for 2026, so welcome to the new year. For those of you that have provided feedback, I thank you very, very much. We have rectified the issue with adding comments to the page. So from this episode, you'll be able to add comments, provide feedback, hopefully constructive. This episode, I'm going to do a very easy banana bread bake. Why banana bread? Because I've got some very, very old, tired bananas that I'm going to use, and I'm going to revitalise them and invent them into a banana cake. So let's begin the episode. Let's have a look at our ingredients. Self-raising flour, brown sugar, vanilla, a choice of liquid vanilla or the vanilla paste, some butter and some bicarb of soda, not to mention a couple of lovely fresh farm eggs. And let's start. Small container, scale. Set it on 0. And what we need is 125 grams of butter. Now I'm using this Nuttalex because it's dairy-free, lactose-free, nut oil-free, gluten-free, cholesterol-free, salt-reduced, etc, etc, etc. The only thing that's not free is the actual butter. So 60 plus 125 is 185. Bring it to 185. There you go. Don't do that, wash your hands. So, 125 grams of butter. That's it. The scale now can temporarily go away. To that, I need 3/4 of a cup brown sugar. As you can see, baking is not my forte, so if I can do this, anyone can. So let's measure 3/4 of a cup, which is approximately there. I'm going to pop that into a bowl. To that we add 1.5 cups of self-raising flour. So again, I've got gluten-free self-raising flour, but you can just buy normal self-raising flour if you're not gluten-free. I don't have anybody that's gluten-free. What do we need? We need 1.5 cups. Now this I'm going to put in another container because the flour we add later. So that I will put into a separate plate. For now, we can handle that a little bit later on. What we need is to beat 2 eggs. So what we're going to do is we're going to beat them one at a time, and then we can start the process. 3/4 teaspoon of vanilla, which I'm going to add straight into the sugar mix. So I'm just going to grab that and do, ooh, lovely, 3/4 of a spoon. Yeah, about that. Using a fork, just going to give that a bit of a mix. Just give it a nice little mix just to get it. And into that, we are going to put the butter. And then start the mix. So, mix that in. And once we've got it nicely mixed, I'm going to beat the eggs. So what we're looking for is a bit of a creamy mix. Make sure it's all nicely mixed in together so that it starts to then look like a bit more like a paste. So you get that look. I am going to set aside about 3/4 of a spoon of bicarb of soda. That will go in as well. Now, let's beat the eggs. So what we're going to do is we're going to beat in an egg. Going to mix them in one at a time. Give it a nice beating. Then we're going to put in the bananas, and finally we're going to fold in the flour and 3/4 of a cup of milk. I'm going to add in the bicarb of soda because now I'm going to fold in the bananas and the milk. The missing ingredient, if you haven't already guessed, we're talking about a banana cake, and the one thing that I haven't introduced to the segment yet is these old, tired looking bananas. A bit like your host, old and tired looking. So peel them, break them, because you're going to mash them anyway. So what we're going to do is going to use a fork, and you're just going to crush your bananas. And while I'm doing this, momentarily, before I forget, I'm going to set the oven. Now the oven sets at 180 degrees, either fan force or oven bake, and you're going to then do this for about 45 minutes. 180. You can either do fan force or bake. I'm going to put mine on fan force just to heat it, and then I'll put it on bake once I'm done. I'm going to add the bicarb, like I said, get the bananas, give them another good little crushing so that we get them less lumpy. So I'm going to put in the bananas. Scrape them all out. Mix it all together, and I'm going to add the flour. Before I do that, I need 3/4 of a cup of milk. You can use any milk. I'm using almond milk here because it seems to be better for people who are lactose intolerant. So 3/4 of a cup, and we're going to fold in the flour. We've got our bicarb of soda in, and we're just going to add the milk. So I'm just going to put the flour in a little bit at a time. Just fold it in. Make sure that you get all the flour from the edge. I want it in the mix, in as much as possible. And you're just folding away. Okay, I'm going to add the rest of this flour now and the milk. So we just keep doing that until it thickens enough for you to then put it into a baking dish. I'm going to do this, get all the lumps out of it, make it nice and smooth, make sure it's well mixed. You could use a mixer to give yourself a bit more of a I just like doing it this way. It's more exercise. It's better on the hands. You get a feel for it as you go. Now we've used self-raising flour. That's going to help the baking process. It's going to fill the bake. Okay, I'll show you the texture in a moment, and then it's baking tray time. That's what we want. Alright, not too runny, not too thick. The self-raising flour is starting to do its thing. Time to transfer it into the baking dish. Okay, so we've lined our baking tray with baking paper, and now we're going to transfer our mix into the baking tray. Just going to try and level it a little bit so that it covers all the areas, and then the finishing touches with a spatula. Just going to clean up the bowl as best I can, and the rest in. We are ready, and now I'm just going to transfer it into the oven. So the oven's 180 degrees and it's on fan forced. I'm now going to pop it down to bake, and we set our timer for 45 minutes. See you in 45. Okay, 45 minutes is up. Let's have a look. Okay, looking nice and golden brown. Put the skewer in. Yep, skewer's nice and dry, as you can see. No moisture, nothing's stuck to that, so it's ready. So what we're going to do now is going to let it cool down for about 10-15 minutes, and then we will taste. Now I'm just going to cut it into small pieces. Seems to be nice and moist. Seems to be breaking nicely. There is the banana cake, ready for serving, my people. Now, you can put some cream, you can put some ice cream, but because it's breakfast, I'm going to probably just taste it and have a coffee. Let's see. Moist. It's cooked through just right. Nice and moist. I'm going to let it cool down and have the rest with a cup of coffee. As I say, buon appetito. Ci vediamo al prossimo volta. See you next time. Ciao.